Dear students, in last lecture we have studied about the general features of kingdom fungi, and we have learned that the kingdom fungi includes all the eukaryotic, multicellular, heterotrophic and with cell wall life forms. The kingdom fungi is then further classified into four major classes. They are Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes and Didyromycetes. These classes are made on the basis of a few features like what type of mycelium the members are possessing, the mode of their spore formation and the type of fruiting body. Fruiting body, you all know that it is a specific structure that will produce specialized spores or unique type of spores. So in this lecture, we will discuss the general features of class Phycomycetes, which are also known as algal fungi or the degenerating algae. So let's have a look what are their general features. First of all, let's talk about the type of habitat in which we can locate them. They are having both the type of life forms, like they can be terrestrial also and they can be aquatic life forms also. If they are terrestrial, then we will find them in damp, warm and dark places. They can be saprotrophs and they can be parasites. Saprotrophs, you know that they can feed on dead and decaying matter, and they can be parasites also. There are number of members of this class which are parasites in nature, means they depend on their host, living host for their nutrition. So Phycomycetes members, if we are going to study them under the microscope, but what type of mycelium we can see, what type of filament they possess. Under microscope, you can see that the filament is not having any septa or the cross walls. So in absence of the cross, you know the cross walls means if the cell wall is going to extend and divide this filament into partition, these septa are not present, no cross walls are there. That's why this filamentous body is completely filled by mass of protoplasm and a number of nuclei. So this hyphae is aseptate in nature, means there is no septa present. And because it is appearing multinucleated structure because of absence of any cross wall, that's why this hyphae is also known as cenocytic hyphae. So the second characteristic feature is that they possess aseptate and cenocytic hyphae. Now if we are going to discuss about the mode of their reproduction, the reproduction can be asexual and it can be sexual and asexual, both the type of reproduction they are possessing. If they are going to reproduce asexually, then they will produce two types of spores. They can produce zoospores, which are motile in nature. Zoo means animal-like. Motile spores means they can have flagella so that they can move. And they can also produce non-motile spores, which are known as aplanospores. Both the type of spores, they are produced endogenously, means they will be produced inside a specific structure. They are not going to be produced on the tip of mycelium, they will be produced endogenously, not exogenously. I can illustrate this, like I am showing the hyphae here. I am showing only a single filament. This filament which is lying on the substrata is known as stoloniferous hyphae. This is the hyphae which we can easily observe on any surface, like on bread growing fungus. The filaments are actually stoloniferous, but inside the substratum there is root-like branched hyphae which are known as rhizoidal hyphae. These are the hyphae which will help in attaching these mycelia to the substrata and absorb the nutrition by releasing some enzymes. Okay, so this is the phase when the fungus is growing vegetatively only, and favorable conditions are there, optimum temperature, moisture, and enough nutrition is there. Then in growing stage, when they are covering whole of the substratum with these filamental structures, there is a number of hyphae formed, group of hyphae, you know, that mycelium has formed. Then during that favorable condition, they can start growing as they can start reproducing asexually. So this hyphae, which is aseptate and multinucleated, it will start developing a vertical structure. This vertical structure is actually the growth of this hyphae only, which is also having protoplasm filled in it and a number of nuclei. Now, this vertical structure is known as sporangiophore. Sporangiophore or the stalk. And this sporangiophore will develop a round structure. Means this sporangiophore will end into a round structure known as sporangium. This is sporangium having a number of spores formed in it. These spores are actually thick-walled structures, uninucleated and thick-walled structures. If this hyphae is haploid in nature, then mitotically they are going to produce these haploid spores. How they can be produced? These nuclei present in this round structure, they get surrounded by a bit of protoplasm and then covered by a thick wall. So each small structure having a bit of cytoplasm and one nucleus in each spore, in each structure is known as a spore. So there are number of nuclei here. So this structure is also going to produce a number of spores. And because this process is taking place during the favorable condition, and during favorable condition only, this sporangium, this round structure, it will undergo breaking of its wall. The wall will break out and it will release thousands of spores. And these spores will again germinate to form the mycelium. This is the asexual type of reproduction. But if we are going to discuss the sexual type of reproduction, the sexual reproduction can be isogamous type, or it can be anisogamous type. Iso means similar and gamy means fusion. If we are going to define this isogamy, then we can say it is fusion of similar type of gametes. What type of, why we are calling them similar type? When the male and female gametes, they both are of same size and they possess both the type of same morphological features. So the same type of, similar type of gametes when going to fuse, the type of reproduction is known as isogamy. But they can also reproduce by heterogamy process. Heterogamy means when male and female gametes, they can be easily identified because of their different morphological features. So the heterogamy can be anisogamy or it can be oogamy. Anisogamy means when the male gamete is a little bit smaller than the female gamete. But in oogamy, there is large non-motile female gamete and a non-motile or a very small male gamete. This type of fusion, when these two gametes are going to fuse, then it is known as oogamy. Actually, it is a type of heterogamy only because two different types of spores are fused. Gametes are fusing together, and this is an isogamy. Okay. So sexual reproduction will produce, when the gametes are going to fuse with each other, they will produce a zygote that will be then covered by a wall, and the zygote with a thick wall around it is known as zygospore, and the zygospore will germinate to form the new hyphae, or it will form again a mass of mycelium. Okay, this phycomycetes can be divided into further two classes. Here I have written the oomycetes, and the second is zygomycetes. There are two groups actually which are formed in this class phycomycetes, oomycetes and zygomycetes. The oomycetes members, they possess oogamous type of reproduction, means their female gamete is going to be very large in size, and I will illustrate how this reproduction can take place in this fungi. Suppose I am showing this the hyphae or the filament. First of all, these members, they will produce a gametangia, which is a reproductive body, and if it is a male gametangia, you can call it antheridium. This is antheridium, and they can also produce the female gametangia. This female gametangia can be of a very large size. Suppose here I am showing this female gametangia. Okay. Now this antheridium, the male gametangia, will make a connection with this female gametangia, which is known as oogonium, and release its contents in this oogonium. It will be emptied when it will release this content. So when it will release its content, in which the nuclei are also present, the nuclei will fuse with that of this oogonia nuclei and form the zygote. This is how the reproduction takes place in case of oomycetes member. One very important example that I can quote here of these members is Phytophthora. Phytophthora is actually a parasitic fungus which is having a host plant, that is the potato plant. It is responsible for a disease, late blight of potato. This disease is caused by growth of this fungus Phytophthora on the potato plant. And the second type of group is zygomycetes. The zygomycetes members are also called as conjugation members or conjugation fungi. This is also because of the type of reproduction they are possessing. How they are going to reproduce? Suppose I am showing here a mycelium, and let's draw the other type of mycelium. Here, both are going to come in contact with each other. Okay, this is the actually these two different natured hyphae are coming in contact with each other, and then they are going to form a closed wall-like structure which will separate content of the this hyphae from these two in contact structures, or means you can say the tip are isolated from rest of the hyphae. Now these two hyphae tips, they are going to fuse together and form the zygote. The content of both these hyphae at tip will be mixed, forming this zygote. This is how they are going to fuse or reproduce sexually, zygomycetes members. Here we can give famous examples like Rhizopus. The Rhizopus is also known as the bread mold. We have all seen it growing on the bread surface. This is the bread mold or the Rhizopus. This is Mucor. Mucor is actually a dung fungi. It can grow on the surface of dung. And Albugo candida. This is responsible for a disease white rust of crucifers. Crucifers are like radish, or they grow over the leaves forming white spots on the surface of the leaves, and they are actually the parasitic nature because they are growing on the host plant, which are the crucifer plants. And Rhizopus and Mucor, because they are growing on dead and decaying matter, that's why they are known as saprotrophic or saprobes in nature. Okay, so these are some features which are unique to these Phycomycetes members. And I hope this is clear to you.